School Football On-Demand video series in conjunction with highschoolsports.net on the IBN Sports Broadcasting Network. Josh Carey with you as we are set to go here from N.Gwinnett Stadium. N.Gwinnett Bulldogs versus the Collins Hill Eagles. The Bulldogs are set to kick it away. They are in the black. Eagles are in the white. Here is the kick. It is high, end over end. It's going to be fielded at the 1, and it's going to go into the end zone. That is an automatic touchback in Georgia. So Collins Hill will start with the ball at their own 20-yard line. 12 minutes to go in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. Happy you could be with us from Suwanee, Georgia. This is what they call the Battle of Suwanee, these two ball clubs. They're only 7 miles apart, but they haven't met since 2007 when N.Gwinnett beat up on Collins Hill by a 24-3 score. N.Gwinnett is the team we're really focusing on tonight. They are ranked number 15 in the USA Today poll. Shotgun, quarterback back to throw. He'll swing it out to his right. That is complete. Number 9 has it for Collins Hill. That is Sean Stashler with a catch. They'll mark him down at the 28. That'll be a gain of 8 and a 2nd and 2 upcoming. Let's go ahead and tell you about this Collins Hill ball club. They come in with a 1-2 record. They won their first game over Roswell 13-9, but they've lost two heartbreakers back to back. They lost to Brookwood 45-38 in double overtime. Then they lost to Martin Luther King by a 43-36 score. They are led by Tyler Heineke, who is really their best overall player. He's the quarterback. 2 weeks ago against Brookwood, he went 26 of 43 for 399 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's in shotgun, but now whistles blow, and there are flags on the field. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a legal procedure on the Eagles, so that'll back them up 5 yards, and it will make it 2nd and about 6. Ball will be placed at the 23-yard line. Like I mentioned, Collins Hill 1-2 on the year. Taylor Heineke is their big ball player. They're also led by wide receivers Jeff Glover and Jake Starr, so look out for those two as well. As you see, the Eagles are in a spread formation. Trips out to the right. Got one receiver down here to the left. Now they're going to move 2 of those receivers from right to left. As Heineke takes the snap, he looks, fires out to the right. That's complete up to the 32, and the catch is made by number 22 for Collins Hill. That is Brian Macier, the senior wide receiver and defensive back. And that's going to be enough for a first down as they mark the ball just past the 31-yard line, so he just got across the sticks, and a new set of downs for Collins Hill. Muggy night here in Suwanee, although the temperature has cooled off a little bit since the sun has gone down. Partly cloudy skies. Wind is not much of a factor, at least not yet. N.Gwinnett showing a 3-4. Back to throws Heineke. He steps up. In trouble. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be brought down up at the 33. He may have actually gotten a yard out of that, but good defensive pressure from the N.Gwinnett Bulldogs, I should say. And they're going to give him a gain of maybe 2 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Just underway here from N.Gwinnett Field, scoreless between the Eagles and the Bulldogs. N.Gwinnett coming in with a 3-0 record, and it's an impressive 3-0. They started with a win over Lassiter. That game was at the Georgia Dome, 34-14. Then they beat 2 nationally ranked ball clubs, Bob Jones and Crenshaw. Heineke fires out to his right. That is knocked down. Nice play by the defensive back. That pass was intended for Macy. And that was number 14 on the coverage over there. That would be Michael Haynes for the Bulldogs. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long for Collins Hill. Defensively for the Bulldogs, they are led they're really led by 3 different ball players. Trey McGowan being the main stud up there. Also, Man Ray St. Armour are 2 other guys to look out for on the Bulldogs defense. Heineke back to throw. He looks. He's going to step up and fire out to his right. That's complete and across midfield for a first down. That's Macy once again. 3rd time he's been thrown to this evening, and Heineke picks up another first down for the Eagles. So they keep the drive alive. They'll mark the ball just across the 50, where it will be 1st and 10 for Collins Hill. Got a substitution coming into the game now. That is number 39 for Collins Hill, James Harwood. He'll come into the game. Coming out now is number 6, Austin Lewis. 2 receivers to each side. They give on the draw and up to the 47-yard line. That looked like number 39. That's Harwood with the carry. He picks up 4 on the play, and it will be 2nd, and they'll call it 6 coming up.
Carry up 2nd and 7 on the 47-yard line for the Dogs. Correction for the Eagles.
So a gain of 4 for Parker right there. Look for this team to keep the ball in the air for the most part, as Collins Hill known for their passing game, and of course they like to spread things out, which has become more and more popular throughout football, both at the high school and collegiate levels. They send a man in motion now, 1 receiver down here to the near side, and they're going to give it on the draw play again, and being tripped up and knocked down at the 47. That is number 24 on the carry. That is Sa Nimley, though we'll be calling his name a bunch of times. Also, it was Adonis Johnson over on the tackle for N.Gwinnett. And they're going to call it a block in the back on Collins Hill. They might decline this penalty just because of the lost yardage. He lost 5 on that play, back to the 48 of the Eagles. Referees talk this one over. This, by the way, is also the first game of region play. This is Region 5-8A, or Region 8-5A, I should say, here in Georgia. Probably one of the tougher conferences in high school football in this state. You also got Parkview, Brookwood. Those are 2 teams that are perennially very good. You also have Central Gwinnett. That's had a lot of good players come out of their program. 2 receivers to each side, man in shotgun. Meineke with the set. He's back to throw. Looks under pressure, going to throw his screen, and it falls incomplete. He's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. Pass intended for number 5, Nick England, but there were a slew of Bulldog pass rushers getting in on Heineke, and he almost threw it right into the middle of that screen coverage. So that'll bring up a 4th and 12, and Collins Hill will have to kick the ball away. So Heineke was 2 of 4 on that first drive, and now the Eagles will have to punt it away for the first time today. This is number 40 for them. Bobby Jones set to kick it away. Got 2 men back to receive, and now whistles blow, and let's see what this is all about. Flag was thrown from the judge from the far side. And it's going to be a false start once again on the Eagles. 2nd time they've done that today. And already 3 penalties against them. Well, back to receive deep for the Bulldogs will be number 9, Dayton Overstreet. Also back there is number 27, Colton Manning, as they wait to return this kick. Very good crowd on hand. Say we have a good maybe 4,000 people in attendance, if not more. Here's the snap. It's a good one. The kick, it's away. It's a wobbler. Going to be fielded at the 20. He makes a man miss up to the 25, the 30, across the 30, down to the 32. That is Manning on the return. So a nice punt by Jones, but a nice return as well by Manning as he returns it 12 yards up to the 31-yard line. So that's where N.Gwinnett will start 1st and 10, and they are led by their big gun. It's their quarterback. And let's see, this is C.J. Uzoma, who leads his team up to the line. He is an Auburn signee. Got 1 receiver out to the right, a bunch formation toward the left. Uzoma in shotgun takes the snap they give. This is Miles, who gets it up to the 32-yard line. Tried to go around to the left, and he picked up 1 on the play. So 2nd and 9 upcoming. This is a pretty balanced attack, and it's really led by Uzoma. As I just mentioned, he's an Auburn signee, but they'll split him out to the Y side and have him play receiver on occasion. A lot of scouts feel that he will be a future tight end, maybe an offensive lineman at the collegiate level, but they don't expect him to be a quarterback. He takes the snap, back to throw, looks, fires out to his right. That's complete. Up across the 40, down to the 43-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down. And the pass is caught by number 43, Justin Thomas. Thomas, a 5'10" junior, 182 pounds, and they mark the ball at the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 for North Gwinnett. 8:09 to go in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. And now we have a little conference going on at the spot over here, and apparently there was a flag on the field. I did not notice that. They're going to march it back 10 yards, it looks like. And actually, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Let's see what this was all about. Must have been a personal foul. Actually, it's illegal motion. So a huge, huge break right there for Collins Hill, as North Gwinnett will have to go back to its own 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 right there. Uzoma is now going to come under center for the first time. And they got him to jump. Hard count there by Uzoma. And they got one of those defensive tackles to flinch. That is number 99, Jermichael Bailey for the Eagles. So they'll get 5 back right here, will the Bulldogs. And it will be 1st and 10 now. Ball is marked at the 32-yard line. Actually, I beg your pardon. It's second down, 7 yards to go as they mark it at the 32-yard line. Clock runs under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's the snap, back to throw is Uzoma. Setting up a screen. There's Miles. Miles fighting for yardage, gets it up close to the 40-yard line before he's finally brought down. That'll be a gain of 7. And let's see where they mark the ball. Looks like he'll still be a couple of yards short of the first down. And it will be 3rd down and a yard, and I beg your pardon, that was number 2, Joseph Jones on the reception. 5'11", 215-pound running back, coming out of the backfield for his first reception. So it will be 3rd and a long one from the 39. Uzoma. With the snap they give, that's a first down and a little bit more across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And that give was to number 33. That is that is 33, Wesley Peterson on the carry, a sophomore running back. And that's a first down for the Bulldogs. They'll mark the ball back at the 46-yard line. Like I mentioned, a very balanced attack here for the Bulldogs. They run it just as much as they pass it, and now Uzoma will go back into the shotgun. Bunch formation to the left. 3-step drop. He fires over the middle, complete, up to the 38. Let's see who that was caught by. That was caught by number 12. That is Bobby Young with the catch. He gets it down to the 38-yard line, and that's another first down for the Bulldogs. Gain of 14 right there. So Uzoma off to a nice start here. He already has 20 yards passing on 2 completions. He gives it to his up man. That's across the 35. Driving, he ran over a man. Did number 5, and he'll be pushed back to the 40-yard line. That was Joseph Jones right there. Good hard run as he picks up about 3 yards. They'll mark him down at the 35-yard line. They'll actually call it 4. So 2nd and 6, ball from the 35-yard line. Still scoreless here in the early going. 2 receivers to each side. Zoma, 2-step drop, fires over to the right. That's complete across the 25 down to the 23. And let's see who that catch was made by. That is number 10 for the Bulldogs. That is, actually, no, that is not number 10. That's number 12, Bobby Young with the catch. So he's going to pick up about 12 yards on that play. And another first down for the Bulldogs as they march deep into Collins Hill territory. They mark it at the 24. Snap and the give. This is Young again across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 6. Actually, this was Kilgore on the carry. He's one of their top playmakers as well.
Kahn with the tackle. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 4.
Kahn made the tackle for Collins Hill. And so it will be 2nd and 4, ball from the 18-yard line. Collins Hill showing a 3-4 formation. North Gwinnett, like Collins Hill, likes to spread things out. They don't even huddle up right here as Uzoma gets the call from the sidelines. Here's the snap they give on the draw, and actually Uzoma keeps it going to his left, looking for room. He's going to be tripped up at the 17-yard line. That was a nice play right there. Tackle made by number 23, that is Kelly McCoy. Actually, I beg your pardon, that is Kendrick Ross on the tackle, senior defensive back. So he comes up to make the play. And it will be now third down. And call it third and about 6 yards as they mark the ball at the 18-yard line. Clock runs 4:17, 4:16 to go in quarter number one. Two receivers out to the left. The snap they give to Miles, and he's going to be wrapped up and knocked down at the 16. Only got about one on that play as Snyder made the tackle for Collins Hill. And that's going to bring up, I should say, fourth down and about 3 yards to go. Let's see what the Bulldogs do. They might go for it. They're just close enough to where even if they don't get it, the field position's in their favor. And with a guy like Uzoma at quarterback, you want to give him a chance to create. So that's exactly what they're going to do here. Two receivers to each side. Big play here for both teams. Uzoma is going to run it himself across the 15 down to the 12. That should be enough for the first down. Well, they left it in the hands of their best player, and Uzoma took advantage of it. He picks up 5 on the draw, and that's a first down for the Bulldogs. So 1st and 10, ball will be at the 12-yard line as the Bulldogs march closer and closer to the goal line. Bulldogs have been off a couple of weeks. Their last game was 2 weeks ago against Crenshaw of Los Angeles. That was a 17-12 win. The give is to Jones, and he takes it to about the 10-yard line. Gain of about 2, call it 2nd and 8 upcoming. And now whistles blow. There's a man down on the field for North Gwinnett. And as they tend to him, let's go ahead and tell you a little bit more about this North Gwinnett ball club. Again, they started the season with a 34-14 win over Lassiter. Then they defeated Bob Jones by a 42-20 score. Their one close game this year was against Crenshaw. That was a 17-12 win. So far, we've only seen C.J. Uzoma in this ball game, but also keep your eyes out for Scott Hosch, who's also seen a lot of competition early in this season. He's a sophomore backup quarterback for the Bulldogs. So we'll see him behind center plenty of times tonight as well. And as they attend to the injured player down there, the Bulldogs will head over to the sideline and have a word with their head coach, Bob Sfire, who's done a whale of a job here at North Gwinnett. Been here for several years, and he's watched this team grow from a doormat into a national power. As for Collins Hill, you look at this ball club, and really, as I mentioned, this region is very good. They tend to be the team that is sort of overlooked a lot of times. They have a lot of good ball players, but it's usually harder to get recruiters to come out and take a look at their guys just because they usually fly under the radar screen, if you will. As I mentioned, they have Tyler Heineke, who is their best overall player, as they're going to help the injured man to the sidelines. And that was number 36, Austin Parker, who's going to be helped to the sideline. He is walking gingerly, but unfortunately he's walking under his own power. So they'll wait for him to get off the field. And now the Bulldogs will come up to the line. 2nd and 9, ball is marked at the 11-yard line. Uzoma in shotgun. He's got the snap. They pitch it this time and bring it down to the 3-yard line. That is Jones on the carry. And that might be enough for a first down. He had to get it to the 2. And if he's short, it's not by much. And actually, they're going to mark the ball at the 4. So call it 2nd and about 2 upcoming as we run under 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. A receiver out to each side. Now they send a second receiver out there to the left. Uzoma in shotgun. He takes the snap. He gives it. This is Jones. He cuts inside, and he's in for the touchdown. Joseph Jones, they got a good dose of him on this last drive, and he's the one who punches it in from 2 yards out. So with 2:08 to go in the first quarter, the deadlock is finally broken as North Gwinnett takes a 6-0 lead. And now the Bulldogs will be on for the extra point right here. And the snap is down, the kick is up. The kick is no good. He pushed it to the left. So a missed extra point. And let's see if we can find out. That kicker was Amos Lee who missed the extra point. So he pushes it to the left, and it's a 6-0 ball game with 2:08 to go in the first quarter. Well, a lot of Jones on that first drive. He carried the ball 6 times, and he wound up picking up a total of 25 yards, and he picks up the touchdown as well. So North Gwinnett once again jumps out to an early lead as they look to go 4-0 here this evening and go to 1-0 in Region 8 5A. And for those who don't know, in Georgia, 5A is the highest classification there is. So when you're in the top 5 in 5A, you know you got a pretty good ball club. Oddly enough, North Gwinnett's the only team from Georgia that is ranked in the USA Today top 25. However, they're ranked only number 3 in they're ranked only number 3 in Class 5A according to the Georgia voters. So the Bulldogs are set to kick it away, and they do so. It's a low line drive, going to be kicked out of the end zone, and Collins Hill will start at their own 20 with 2:08 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 your score, Bulldogs leading Eagles. So Heineke and the Eagles will start from their own 20-yard line. Bulldogs defensively are led by Chris Jones. They also have Brandon McGowan and Justin Alibi. Also in there, those are their 3 linebackers. Look out for all 3 of those guys. They are very, very good. So in shotgun is Heineke, and they're going to go with the draw play and being stacked up for about a 2-yard loss. That is Bob England on the carry, and it will be 2nd and 12 upcoming. So they tried to trick him up with a draw that time, but the Bulldogs were having none of that. So 2nd and 12, ball from the 18. As Heineke will get some instructions from the sidelines. I mentioned his great passing game 2 weeks ago against Brookwood. Heineke also totaled 313 yards in his last outing. That was last week against MLK, and now whistles blow, flags fly at the snap of the ball. And we'll see what this is all about. The Bulldogs are pointing toward the Eagles. And indeed, it's another penalty on Collins Hill. That is their 5th penalty of the game and their 4th for illegal procedures. So a lot of fundamental mistakes here in the early going for Collins Hill. By the way, they are led by Kevin Reach, who's in his first season with the Eagles. Collins Hill last season made it all the way to the first round of the playoffs, where they were upset by Roswell by a 35-33 score. That ball game went to overtime. So they're trying to get to the playoffs again this season, but again, they're off to that 1-2 start. But you ask people around this region, they'll tell you this is a very good football team that's played a difficult schedule. Heineke rolls to his right, flags fly, throw is low, and it's short hop his intended target. That was number 19 on the receiving end, Jeff Glover. Ball is incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd and 17, and I beg your pardon, there were no flags on the field. So it'll be 3rd and very long for Collins Hill. 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Some substitutions now into the game for Collins Hill. That is number 39, Bobby Jones, and number 24, Sa Nimley, coming into the game for the Eagles. So 2 receivers out to the right, and they now send a man in motion. They're going to set up a screen, and it's complete and being knocked down quickly at the 18-yard line. That was number 39, Jordan Parker, on the reception, but he's knocked down for only a gain of about 5. That'll bring up a 4th down, and once again, another flag. It looks like this one will be against N.Gwinnett, however. So we'll get the official word here in just a moment. So they're going to get a 5-yard pass reception right there, and they're going to get yardage tacked on. Let's just see how much. It's at least 10. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be because of a late hit. Personal foul on N.Gwinnett, so a big mistake right there by the Bulldogs. They would have had Collins Hill 4th and long in a punting situation, but Collins Hill gets a break, and they pick up a 1st down. So they keep the drive alive, ball at their own 38. A receiver to each side, I formation now for the Eagles. 3-4 look for the Bulldogs. They give it to their tailback, and being met and brought down at the 35, that's Parker. And bringing him down was number 24 for N.Gwinnett. That was Trey Short, a 6-foot senior. And that'll bring up 2nd and about 8. He picked up 2 on the carry as the clock runs under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. A first quarter that has seen each team with only 1 possession thus far. Collins Hill had to punt after a couple of 1st downs, while N.Gwinnett marched down the field and picked up a 2-yard touchdown run. Back to throw is Heineke, fires out to his right. That's complete across the 50 and down to the 48-yard line. That catch was made by number 10 for Collins Hill. That was Connor Boston on the reception. He gets into N.Gwinnett territory at the 49-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10, Collins Hill, and that is where the first period will come to a close as the clock reaches all zeros. So at the end of the first quarter, it is N.Gwinnett 6 and Collins Hill nothing. That, by the way, was a 17-yard pass reception by Collins Hill to give them 1st and 10 in N.Gwinnett territory. So as we move to the second quarter, we want to remind everyone that this USA Today Super 25 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Gatorade, changing the game again. Log on to missing.com to find out how your game can evolve. So a 6-0 ball game as a 2-yard touchdown run by N.Gwinnett has been all the scoring thus far. That was done by Joseph Jones. Joseph is someone we haven't heard a lot of in regards to the Bulldogs. Usually when you think of N.Gwinnett and their run game, you think of C.J. Uzoma. You also think of Tyler Nemack and Ethan Kilgore. Both have been very impressive in the early goings of this season for N.Gwinnett. But so far it's been mostly Joseph Jones in the N.Gwinnett running game. So we're about to begin quarter number 2 here from N.Gwinnett Stadium. Ball at the 48-yard line, and that's where Collins Hill will be 1st and 10. Beautiful night here in Suwanee, Georgia for the Battle of Suwanee between these two teams. Trips out to the left. Shotgun for Heineke. He's back to throw. He's got a man out there at midfield trying to make a man miss. He does so, and down to the 44. That is number 8, Zay Howard on the reception. He picks up about 5 yards on that reception. That'll bring up 2nd and about 5 as he picked up 5 on the play as they mark the ball at the N.Gwinnett 45-yard line. And now into the game for Collins Hill. This is number 32, Adam Green, a senior running back and linebacker. Collins Hill lines up, trips to the left, 2 men out to the right. Heineke flags down, throws to his left. That is knocked down, incomplete. Oh, actually, no, the reception was made. I beg your pardon. I thought it was knocked down for a second over on the far sideline. And that was number 19, Jeff Glover, on the reception, but it looks like it's going to come back. Penalty flag on the field, and Collins Hill is beginning to retreat. And they're going to ask the North Gwinnett captain what they want to do with this penalty. So let's get an official word here. Officials waiting for a new football. And they move it back about 5 yards, so it's going to be back at midfield, and it's going to be an illegal shift, I beg your pardon, on Collins Hill. They have had a rough time with that. Here in the early going, they've had 4 illegal procedures and now 2 illegal formation penalties. And so now the ball is at midfield, where it will be 2nd and 11. 2 receivers to each side. Heineke gonna fire deep, has a man, it's caught, and that's gonna be a touchdown for Collins Hill. Zay Howard got behind his man and made the catch at about the 15, and he took it to the end zone all by his lonesome. A 50-yard pitch and catch from Heineke to Howard, and it's a 6-6 ball game. Can't quite see who he burned right there, but he made a nice out-and-up move, got behind his defensive back, made the catch at around the 15-yard line, and cruised into the end zone from there. So just like that, Collins Hill ties this thing up, and now they have a chance to take the lead. And this is Blanchard on for the extra point, Mitchell Blanchard. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 10:51 to go before halftime, it's a new ball game. Collins Hill has taken a 7-6 lead. So after North Gwinnett marched the ball down the field on their last possession to score the first touchdown of the game, Collins Hill picks up a couple of third down conversions. They also get a big penalty to keep their drive alive, and they wind up scoring a touchdown and taking a lead here on the Bulldogs. Again, North Gwinnett coming in ranked number 15 in the USA Today poll. The only team from Georgia that is ranked. We've talked a lot about C.J. Uzoma for the Bulldogs here in the early going. Let's tell you about some of their other players. One other guy to keep an eye on is their center, Man Ray St. Armour. He's a 6'2", 245-pound center, also plays nose guard. Had 135 pancake blocks as a junior. He's also on the team's leadership council. Also keep an eye out for Trey McGowan, a 6'1", 215-pound linebacker, as he plays on the defensive side of the ball. Short kickoff here, and fielded up to the 25, hit at the 30, and brought down. That is number 8 for North Gwinnett. Actually, that's number 9, Dayton Overstreet on the return. So the ball will be marked at the 30. That'll be 1st and 10 for North Gwinnett with the ball marked at the 30-yard line. And I beg your pardon, that was Joseph Jones on the return. He's been a busy man so far here in the early going. And it's 1st and 10. North Gwinnett ball is at the 30-yard line. 7-6, Collins Hill with the lead. 2 backs along with Uzoma, 2 receivers out to the left. Uzoma gives on a draw, and being met and brought down after about a gain of 1 is number 36 for North Gwinnett. That is Darian Lovelace. And that was Davis Bales on the tackle for Collins Hill. So that'll bring up a 2nd and about 9. Looking across the way at the North Gwinnett sideline, their bleachers are flat out packed. It's an impressive showing here from Gwinnett Stadium. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, man in shotgun. Uzoma swings it to the left. Man there, up across the 35, down to the 37. That's number 19, Kitaro Lewis. His first reception of the night. 6'3", 205-pound senior. He will pick up about 6 yards on that pass reception. and it will bring up a third and about 3 yards to go. Clock runs 9:41, 9:40 to go before halftime. North Gwinnett needs 3 yards for a first down right here. Offset I. Collins Hill now in a 4-3 alignment. They pitch it. And running toward his right, being knocked down at the 37-yard line. That's number 32, Ethan Kilgore on the carry. They corralled him that time on the tackle for Collins Hill. That was number 7, Austin Lewis. So it goes from 3rd and 3 to 4th and 3 as he gets no gain on the carry. And a nice defensive stop for Collins Hill as they will force a punt out of North Gwinnett. This will be Nick England back to receive deep for the Eagles, and the kick is a short one. It is going to hit at the 30 and take a North Gwinnett bounce. It'll be fielded at the 25-yard line. So that's where North Gwinnett will start, that's where Collins Hill will start their next drive. 1st and 10, ball from their own 25. 8:44 to go in the first half, 7-6. Collins Hill so far upsetting North Gwinnett. Collins Hill has had the ball twice so far this evening. They were stopped on one, then they hooked up on a touchdown their last time out, a 50-yard reception from Heineke to Howard. So Heineke will lead the troops back onto the field. 2 receivers to each side. Bulldogs going to show a 3-4 right here. Man comes across in motion. Heineke will roll to his right. He's going to look, going to fire on the run, and it's a catch and a flag. What a catch by number 19. That was Jeff Glover. He made the reception at around the 38-yard line. What a catch by Glover. He was one-on-one with Timothy Hill, and somehow Glover was able to outmuscle him for the ball. They're going to mark it at the 35. There's a flag down that's going to be pass interference on Hill. So the momentum keeps going in Collins Hill's way. So a big pass reception right there as they move it from the 25-yard line all the way to the 39 of North Gwinnett. That is a 36-yard pass reception, Heineke to Glover. So it will be 1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Collins Hill not just with the lead in this one, they're now trying to put a bit of a stranglehold on it. Heineke so far has been very impressive for the Eagles. They give on a draw, and being wrapped up and brought down at the 37-yard line is Parker as they try to run the draw, but the middle of the North Gwinnett defense was having none of it. So they'll give him a gain of 2 on that play, and he'll bring up a 2nd and 8 with the ball right in the middle of the field. Adam Green now into the ball game for Collins Hill. Their band down here to our left having a good time of it thus far, and why not? It's a 7-6 Eagles lead, and they're driving. Man back to throw. Heineke fires over the middle and just out of the reach of his intended target. I don't know if he was looking for the ball. That was number 18, Jake Starr, who was looking for it. And now we got a flag down. Cheers over here from the Collins Hill sideline. Looks like this will be a roughing the passer. But that pass was intended for Jake Starr and really didn't make much of an effort for it. I don't think he was expecting the ball to come his way. Let's get the official word, and it's indeed a roughing the passer. So 2 big penalties here by North Gwinnett tonight has really aided a couple of Collins Hill drives. You have the roughing the passer right there. You also had the personal foul penalty during the last drive that allowed Collins Hill to keep their drive alive. So we're two receivers, I should say, out to the right. Heineke going to throw a fade. He's got a man, and it's caught. That is a touchdown. I think that's Glover again. It is. They went on the fade, and Glover went up and got it. So for the second time tonight, it is Heineke to Glover. And for Glover, that's his first touchdown of the game. So another picture-perfect pass from Heineke to one of his receivers as he continues his sensational night. So it's 13-6, and Blanchard on for the extra point. What is going on here? Kicker now ready, and flags fly again. Someone from North Gwinnett may have jumped. We weren't expecting this tonight. We thought things would be the other way around. Let's see who the penalty is on here. And it's offsides on North Gwinnett. Tell you what, if I'm the Collins Hill coaching staff, I might be tempted to go for two right here. Put your team up by 2 possessions. I know it's early in the game, but they move it a yard closer. Yet Collins Hill will still go for the extra point. Blanchard awaits the snap. It is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. So, with 7:25 to go in the first half, look at this score. It is Collins Hill 14 and number 15 North Gwinnett 6. So the Bulldogs are being challenged here. Collins Hill has shown up tonight and shown some punching power, and they're not going to go away quietly. Again, this is a ball club that could very easily be 3-0 right now. They won their first game, then lost 2 very close games in back-to-back weeks. So this is a very good Collins Hill ball club that has a 1-2 record, and they're showing it here in quarter number 2. So North Gwinnett has its back against the wall a little bit here. Let's see how they respond as Blanchard is set to kick it away. Back to receive for North Gwinnett is Joseph Jones and number 7, Timothy Hill. Crowd begins to clap it up. Blanchard approaches the ball, and it's going to be a little pooch kick. And will it stay in bounds? No, it won't. So flags down. That'll be a false start on Collins Hill for the kick going out of bounds. And so North Gwinnett will start with great field position. Ball will be up at the 40-yard line. So a big mistake right there by Blanchard. I understand what he wanted to do. He wanted to keep it away from the deep men for North Gwinnett, but in so doing, he kicked the ball out of bounds. So a break there for the Bulldogs. And actually, I beg your pardon, they're going to start with the ball at the 35-yard line on the kick out of bounds. And that's where the Bulldogs will start, 1st and 10. So 7:25 to go in the first half, 14-6. Collins Hill with the lead. 2 receivers to the right, 1 down here to the left. And flags fly. Looks like someone flinched for North Gwinnett. And by the way, a new quarterback in the game for the Bulldogs. It's a false start, by the way, on the Bulldogs. But now into the game is Scott Hosh. We talked about him a little earlier. He's going to see a lot of playing time tonight, as he usually does. And C.J. Uzoma will move from his quarterback position out to the far side as a wide receiver. A lot of recruiters have recruited Uzoma as a receiver. They expect him to be that or a tight end. They give on a draw. This is Jones, and he's hit in the backfield for a loss of about 1. That was Mark Everett on the tackle for Collins Hill, so a loss of 1 for Jones, and it will bring up a 2nd and 11. And right now, all the momentum is on Collins Hill's side. Hosh fakes a handoff, fires out to his right. Uzoma with the reception, but he's hit immediately and brought down at the 39. That is number 25, Jonathan Carrero, on the tackle, and that was a nice play on his part. You have a great athlete like Uzoma. Don't try to tackle him up high. Go after his legs and take away his running ability. That's what he did right there, and he immediately knocked Uzoma down. So it'll be 3rd and about 7 now. Gain of 8 on that pass completion. Hosh swings it out to the left. They have a man open on the slant. He's hit at the 46. He broke a tackle. 50, 40. This is Uzoma. 30, 20, and knocked out of bounds at the 17. And I beg your pardon, that was Kitaro Lewis on the reception for the Bulldogs, and what a play by him. Had Collins Hill wrapped him up, he may have been stopped short of the first down. As it is, he broke off a tackle, and he scampered all the way to the Collins Hill 16-yard line. That is a gain of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards. Should have only been a gain of about 5 or 6. 2 receivers to the near side. Man comes across in motion. Quick screen out to the right. Joseph with the ball. Jones to the 10, and he'll be driven out of bounds over on the far sideline. So they went with that short screen, and Jones picks up 5 yards on the pass reception. So that'll bring up 2nd and 5. This is the great thing about this spread attack. Even though your quarterback is young like Hosh is, when you spread things out, you can throw a lot of screens, a lot of little dump passes. You don't force your quarterback to fire the ball 15 or 20 yards down the field. So this is a good way not only for Hosh to get playing time, but also to get some experience. So the ball will be at the 10, 6:02 to go before halftime. 14-6, Collins Hill with the lead. Shotgun for Hosh. They give on the draw. This is Jones, I believe. He gets inside the 5. It is Jones, and he should have enough for the first down. He was hit at around the 7-yard line, but he plunged ahead and may have gotten 5 yards on that carry. And he did get 5 yards, so it'll be a 1st and goal to go for the Bulldogs at the Collins Hill 5-yard line. Hosh going to come up under center for the first time, and for the first time we see the Bulldogs in an I package. They give to the fullback. That's Jones. He'll be stacked up at about the 4-yard line. They tried the middle, but Collins Hill just plugged it up, and he picked up maybe 1 on the carry. And that is number 16, Jermichael Bailey on the tackle for the Eagles. So 2nd and goal, ball from the 4-yard line. Hosh taking his time here. He still has 14 on the play clock. How quickly things have turned since that little screen pass that turned into a 50-yard reception. They fake the draw. They throw it in the flat. Man open, and did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, North Gwinnett. Joseph Jones came out of the backfield, caught the ball out in the flat, out in the left flat, and he lunged at the last moment and just got the ball over the plane. So it's a 14-12 ball game as North Gwinnett will go for the extra point right here. So a nice response by North Gwinnett as the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. That kick made by number 38, Jake Jaragoas, who comes on and kicks his first extra point of the night. And with 4:51 to go in the half, it is now 14-13. Collins Hill leading North Gwinnett. Unbelievable. Collins Hill very easily should have gotten the ball back after that 3rd and 7, but again, the missed tackles allowed Kitaros to go all the way down to the 15-yard line on a 50-yard pass completion, kept things alive for North Gwinnett, and they wind up with the touchdown. So it's now 14-13, and North Gwinnett will be set to give it back to Collins Hill. You know the Eagles have to be thrilled. They're on the road against the number 15 team in the country, and they're winning. But frankly, they should not have given up that last touchdown. And North Gwinnett grateful for the break as they get themselves back into this ball game. New man on to kick it off now for the Bulldogs. This is number 8, Adonis Johnson, set to kick it away. And we're set to go again as Jackson kicks it high end over end. That'll be fielded in the end zone, and once again, that's an automatic touchback. Don't understand why they do that. I kind of wish they would give the guys a chance to bring the ball out of the end zone. That's part of the game, but that's usually a safety type of concern that the Georgia high school officials have. So by rule, any ball that goes into the end zone is considered a touchback. So Collins Hill will start with the ball at their own 20. It'll be 1st and 10, and they lead it 14-13. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left at their disposal. Collins Hill would like nothing more than to really run some clock here, keep the ball moving, maybe pick up one other score before the half ends. Heineke is in shotgun. Back to throw, rolls to his right. He's looking, fires on the run, and oh, what a catch. That catch made by number 8, Zay Howard. That ball was behind him. He reached back with his right hand and caught it with that one arm. That is an outstanding play by Howard. He is the lone Division I recruit on this Collins Hill Ball Club, and I see why. That was a sensational play. Now they hurry up to the line, trying to catch them off guard. They overload the right side, and the toss pitch will go nowhere. Not a bad idea there by Collins Hill. They try to catch North Gwinnett off guard. They overloaded the right side of the line, but North Gwinnett was ready for it. That carry by number 39, Jordan Parker. He got 1 on the play, and it will bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking over at Kevin Reach after that play, the Collins Hill coach, I think he wanted Parker to take it around to the left where there were less ball players, but he had blockers to the right and tried to go that way. They throw it over the middle, and it's complete. This is Glover up at the 40. Glover down to the 36. I beg your pardon, that's Howard on the pass reception. So another strike thrown by Heineke. And they go from the 34-yard line all the way to the 37-yard line of North Gwinnett. That's a 29-yard pass reception. So it'll be 1st and 10 Collins Hill. Ball is at the North Gwinnett 37-yard line. Clock continues to melt away. 3.5 minutes left before halftime. Trips left. They go on the draw and hit at the line now. Plunging forward is number 5, Nick England. That was a pretty impressive run right there. And the fans down here for Collins Hill want a personal foul penalty, but they're not going to get it, as number 34 was in on the tackle. That's Dante Johnson. But England should have been stopped in the backfield for a loss, but he drove those legs of his and wound up with a gain of 3 on the play. So 2nd and 7. Collins Hill is once again on the move. Their fans start to clap it up. So does North Gwinnett's fans across the way. Trips right. Heineke fires over the middle. A knockdown, incomplete. And that was number 50. Andrew Pock knocking that ball away for, actually, I beg your pardon, that was number 50. Jalen Brooks knocking it away for North Gwinnett. So a good defensive play there by Brooks. And now 3rd and 7 is upcoming. Now both sides are really starting to clap it up here. Big play here in the first half. Heineke has a man complete at the 16-yard line. Glover again. They ran a skinny post that turned into a slant, and he caught it right up the seam on the 16-yard line. Another big 3rd down conversion from Collins Hill, and once again, Mr. Heineke puts the ball right on the money. He has been sensational tonight. So the ball is at the 16, 1st and 10, and Collins Hill knocking on the North Gwinnett door. I formation. A receiver to each side. They give to the tailback. Parker is tripped up and knocked down. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. And that was number 92 shooting through to make the tackle for North Gwinnett. That is Jordan LaRue. So LaRue stops Parker for no gain. And Collins Hill is just going to take their time right here. 1:44, 1:43 left in the first half. No need to hurry. They want to melt this clock away and assure themselves of going into the locker room with the lead at halftime. Heineke fires over the middle. He overshot his man that time. He was looking for Glover. He was hit as he threw, and he overshot his man. That was number 97 on the coverage for North Gwinnett. That was Man Ray St. Armour. Like I mentioned, one of their better ball players. He's being recruited by several football championship subdivision schools. And now time is called here by Collins Hill, their first of the half. So they take it with 1:28 to go in the first half, 14-13. Collins Hill leading it. It has been an entertaining first half of football. Both teams have moved the ball reasonably well, and Collins Hill so far is pulling off the upset. Fans, tonight's USA Today Super 25 Game of the Week has been brought to you by Gatorade. Introducing the new G Series. Log on to missiong.com to evolve your game. So the timeout is just about wrapping up here. I mentioned North Gwinnett and the impressive start they have gotten off to. They beat Roswell in their first game. Then they beat Brookwood. Actually, I beg your pardon. It was Lassiter they beat. That game was at the Georgia Dome. That is the Corky Kell Classic. It's played here in Atlanta every year at the start of the high school football season, and about 4 or 5 games on a Saturday afternoon are played over at the Georgia Dome. They then played Bob Jones University, and then their third game against Crenshaw was televised on ESPN2. So these guys are not used to the big stage. Collins Hill, meanwhile, is not used to it. However, they're not playing that way, as they have looked very good here in the first half. So we're back to action here as the ball is marked at the 16-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left, 2 more down here to the right. Tight end in motion. Heineke under pressure. He fires. Man, knocked away and complete. Another nice pass by Heineke. He was looking for number 2, Andrew Everett, who was open for a moment. But a great defensive play by the defensive back for North Gwinnett. And that was Malcolm Holland on the coverage for North Gwinnett. So this will now set up a field goal attempt for Collins Hill. This will be a 32-yard try. This is Blanchard. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is wobbly. The kick is good. Oh, I thought it was going to be no good. He was pushing it toward the left of the goalpost, and the way it came off his foot, I thought it was going to go toward the left, but it somehow snuck through the uprights, and the field goal is good from 32 yards out, and with 1:18 to go before halftime, it is now a 17-13 Collins Hill lead. To 4, and quite frankly for them, that is obviously they're happy to extend their lead to 4, but when you have the ball 1st and 10 at the opposing team's 15 and you're moving the ball, you like to punch it in. But give North Gwinnett some credit. They rose to the challenge, and it's now a 17-13 ball game. 1:18 left in the first half. So Blanchard will kick it away here in just a moment. 2 men back to receive deep for North Gwinnett. That is Jones and Hill back there to receive deep. 3 timeouts still left for North Gwinnett. So when they get the ball back here, let's see if they try to do something or if they just go to the locker room. Blanchard set to boot it away, I should say. And it's a little pooch job. Fielded at the 15. This is Hill with the ball, and he gets across the 25 up to the 30-yard line, and he'll be knocked down right there. So 1:13 to go in the first half. And the Bulldogs are 70 yards away from pay dirt. Let's see what they do right here with 3 timeouts left. They'll actually mark the ball across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. Bulldogs showing a spread formation. Looks like they're going to try to do something here. This is Hosh still in at quarterback. Fires a deep one. He has him open. This is Uzoma. He is gone. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Bulldogs. Just ran a slant over the middle, and Uzoma was wide open. He takes it 70 yards on the first play from scrimmage, and just like that, N.Gwinnett retakes the lead. Nothing much to it. He caught that ball and no one touched him. And here is Jaragoas on for the extra point. It's down, it is up, it is good. So with 1:02 to go in the first half, it's a brand new score, 20-17. N.Gwinnett leading Collins Hill. Just 70 yards of pitch and catch right down the middle of the field. As Hosh hooked up with Uzoma. And actually that was quarterback to quarterback right there. Again, Uzoma, the starting quarterback for N.Gwinnett, but they'll split him out to the wide side as a receiver. They did so right there, and he took it to the house untouched. Uzoma, by the way, 6'3", 235 pounds. That's why so many college recruiters are looking at him. And he showed some pretty impressive speed right there as he took it from about midfield all the way to the end zone after the catch. So just like that, N.Gwinnett will kick the ball back to the Eagles. And again, this will be Johnson to kick the ball away. He's had a very nice ball game thus far with his leg. He's had, I think, 3 or 4 touchbacks thus far. Hatley approaches it. This will be a low line drive. It'll hit and it will bounce into the end zone, and it's a touchback. There again, you saw the rule in effect. Even though the ball hit in the field of play, and even though the receiving team touched the ball before it went into the end zone, it caromed off his body, then went into the end zone, and that still constitutes a touchback. So Collins Hill will have the ball at their own 20, 1st and 10, 1:02 left in the half. And they have 2 timeouts remaining. And they got the great quarterback back there in Heineke. So let's see what they do with him. N.Gwinnett suddenly with a 20-17 lead after being behind for most of the second quarter. Heineke in shotgun. They go on a draw and being wrapped up for a gain of 2. That was N.Gwinnett on the carry. And number 29 brought him down. That was Brandon McGowan. And it looks like Collins Hill will be content just to let the clock run. They were running away with this thing earlier in this quarter. They were up by 8 points. They were at the N.Gwinnett 15, but they couldn't punch it into the end zone. They had to kick the ball. They had to give themselves a field goal, and N.Gwinnett winds up with a touchdown. They give on the draw again, and let's see, this is number 5 taking it up to the 36-yard line. That is N.Gwinnett again, and that should be the last play of the first half. Clock is at 13 seconds, 12, and it continues to run. And now both teams are headed toward the locker room. A first quarter that was dominated by N.Gwinnett. A second quarter that was dominated for the most part by Collins Hill. But as we reach halftime, the teams head to the locker room with N.Gwinnett leading it 20-17. We're going to take a bit of a break, and we'll come back for half number 2 That is coming up right after this on the USA Today Super 25 High School Football On Demand video series. Let's test them. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Back at N.Gwinnett Stadium as we are set for half number 2 between the Eagles and Collins Hill, and it is a barn burner right now. N.Gwinnett, the number 15 team in the country, leads it, but only by a 20-17 score. In fact, they were down 14-6 at one point, but they came back, got a touchdown, drew to within 1. Collins Hill then kicked a field goal to make it 17-13 before a 70-yard touchdown pass from Hosh to Uzoma made it a 20-17 ball game at halftime. We are set for half number 2. The short kick is fielded by Overstreet. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, and he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And I beg your pardon, that's Joseph Jones on the return. He scored the first touchdown of the ball game for N.Gwinnett, and he picks up a nice return there to start the second half. So 11:50 left in the third quarter, 20-17. N.Gwinnett leads it. And you ask a lot of people, Collins Hill has pretty much outplayed N.Gwinnett in this ball game. Yet the Bulldogs, as is the staple of a good team, still leads despite not playing their best at 20-17. 2 receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation. Quick pass out on the left. That's Hosh. He gives it to, let's see, that was number 38. Actually, that was Kilgore coming out of the backfield to make the reception. And he picks up about 5 yards, and it will be 2nd and 5. So they went on that quick slant out toward the left, and a good start to the second half for N.Gwinnett. So Hosh will remain in there at quarterback, and as he does so, the wideout here to the near side is C.J. Uzoma. So they're going to leave him at wide receiver, at least at the start of this half. There's the snap they give to Jones. Jones breaking to the outside, inside the 30, hurdles a man, and he's brought down at the 26. Nice run there by Joseph Jones as he picked up 9 yards on that carry. And another first down for N.Gwinnett as they are trying to put a stake on this second half right here in the early going. Collins Hill was riding high just about 30 minutes ago, but N.Gwinnett with a 3-point lead and now trying to expand upon it. Hosh over the middle. That's complete. He's got him one-on-one. He breaks a tackle at the 5 and in for the touchdown. That is number 19 for N.Gwinnett. C.J. Bennett on the reception. A 32-yard reception from Hosh to Bennett. And just like that, it is 26-17 with the extra point to come. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, with 10:47 to go in the third quarter, your new score, it is N.Gwinnett 27, Collins Hill 17. So just like that, the Bulldogs march down the field and they extend their lead to 10. So now this is going to be a pretty big drive upcoming for the Eagles. They're down by 10 to the number 15 team in the country. Keep in mind, Collins Hill led this game at one point, 14-6, but now they're down by 10, and if they hope to remain in this ball game, they really need to put some points on the board on this upcoming drive. So a 32-yard pass from Hosh, and actually that was Kilgore coming out of the backfield to score the touchdown. So that's the 4th touchdown of the ball game for N.Gwinnett. They've missed one extra point tonight. Collins Hill, meanwhile, has 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So Jeff Hatley set to kick it away for the Bulldogs. Back to receive deep for Collins Hill is Sa Nimley. He approaches the football, does Hatley, and it's a high end-over-end kick. This will be a touchback as it goes into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10, Collins Hill from their own 20 with 10:47 to go in the first half. Happy Friday to everyone, or I guess if you're watching this game, it's after Friday, as this one's on a tape delay format. So at whatever time you're watching this game, we hope you enjoy it. First time we've had a team from Georgia featured on IBNSports.com, as North Gwinnett got into the number 15 slot after their win over Crenshaw 2 weeks ago. They were off last week. Now they're back to action here this week against the Eagles, who are giving them a battle. Heineke in shotgun. 3-step drop. Fires out to his left. That's complete. And that's out to the 29-yard line, close to a first down. And that was Zay Howard on the reception. He scored the first touchdown for Collins Hill. He's had a couple of nice catches tonight. And it will be a 2nd and 1 upcoming for the Eagles. One thing that Heineke did a very nice job of in the first half was he started off with those slant passes and those outs, those short passes to open things up, and then that's when he was really able to attack the middle of the North Gwinnett defense and pile up some yardage. The give is to Parker. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, I should say, just gets across it, and they'll still mark him at the 30. That should be enough for a first down, and it is. So he didn't get much on that play, but Parker does indeed pick up the first down. So a new set of downs for the Eagles, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 27-17, North Gwinnett with the lead. 2 receivers each side. Pump fake again. Heineke in trouble. He'll take it himself. He's got 5, he's got 10, he's got 13 up to the 43-yard line. Well, he showed us a little something right there. Not only can he throw the ball, he can run it a little bit as well. In fact, just last week in the loss to Martin Luther King, he had 313 total yards of offense, 229 of them through the air. So this guy is a double threat, to say the least. So another first down on the gain of 13 by Heineke. 2 receivers each side. He's back to throw. Under pressure, fires to his right. That's complete. Another nice catch there. That was made by number 19, Jeff Glover. This tandem of Glover and Howard has been very good thus far for Collins Hill tonight. That'll be another first down. That's a gain of 12. So they ran the out that time. And once again, another first down for Collins Hill. So they are responding to the North Gwinnett touchdown in fine fashion thus far. 9.5 minutes to go in the third. The back, that's Say, and he makes a man miss, cuts to the outside, and he's at the 40, inside the 40, down to the 39. We haven't called his name too much today. Actually, I beg your pardon, that was Nick England on the carry. Haven't called his name too much either. A junior running back, also doubles as a defensive back for the Eagles. And now Parker will come into the game for England. A little 3-headed monster in the backfield for Collins Hill. They got England, they got Parker, and they also have Sa Nimley, who is quite a basketball player, I'm told. Trips to the right. Back to throw is Heineke. Overshot his man, who loses his helmet, and a flag is down. That's going to be helmet-to-helmet contact. And let's see, that was number 9 who made the hit for North Gwinnett. That was Dayton Overstreet. But they're going to tack 15 yards on right there and say he led with his head. And the pass was intended for Jeff Glover, but he got up just fine, and now he'll trot off the field and have his helmet looked at. The North Gwinnett crowd doesn't like it, but it looked to be a good call. And I beg your pardon, that pass was intended for number 18, Jake Starr, the tight end. It was a little high, but it's all going to be negated due to the personal foul. So they'll march off 15 yards here, and they'll take it to the 25-yard line. So a personal foul penalty on Overstreet. It will be 1st and 10, Collins Hill. Ball at the 25-yard line. 8:45 to go in the third. 27-17, North Gwinnett with the lead. And North is really in some trouble here. Their defense was all over the place, and they're going to have to. And actually, I thought they were going to use a timeout, but they didn't. It's a sideline warning on North Gwinnett. Might have been the best thing for them because they were running all over the place on defense, trying to get everyone lined up. So now they whistle the ball back into play. Trips to the right. One receiver out to the left. England in motion. They give to Parker. He's hit at the line, and he's going to be driven back. That's a 5-yard loss. And on the tackle for North Gwinnett was a host of different tacklers, including number 50, Jalen Brooks. So it'll be 2nd and 15, ball from the 30-yard line. Collins Hill has not been able to run to the middle all night long. The middle part of that North Gwinnett defensive line has been sensational. Heineke in shotgun. He circles to his left, now fires back to the right. This is Glover. Glover at the 25, down to the 22. Interesting little hook screen right there as Glover came back to the ball and was able to take it down to the 22-yard line. So that's an 8-yard gain, and it will bring up a 3rd and 7. They need to get to the 15 for a first down. By the way, I was talking about that North Gwinnett defensive line. That is, again, being led by Man Ray Sant Armour, 6'2", 245-pounder, who also doubles as the team center. 2 receivers to the right. Heineke has time. He's going to go for it all to the corner of the end zone, and he threw it out of the end zone. So that'll be an incomplete pass, and it was intended for number 10, Connor Boston. And we have a flag on the field. It's going to be an illegal man downfield on Collins Hill. So that'll push the ball back a little more. Actually, never mind. They're going to decline the penalty. Good move there by North Gwinnett. And let's see what Collins Hill does right here. Will they go for it? From right here, it would be a 39-yard field goal for Blanchard. But they're down by 10 points. It looks like they're going to go for it right here with 7:15 to go in the third. 39 may just be a little too far for Blanchard, so they're going to go for it. Even if they don't get it, they'll still have the field position. Not a bad move here. 2 receivers to the right. And they got someone to jump. And, well, let's see what it is here. Oh, it's a timeout. There's a bit of a surprise. You could see a hard count being issued there by Heineke, and he got a couple of men from North Gwinnett to jump, but no flag was thrown, and then suddenly whistles blew, and it wound up being a timeout for Collins Hill. So they take one with 7:15 to go in the third quarter, 27-17, North Gwinnett with the lead. North Gwinnett took the lead early in this game on a 2-yard run by Joseph Jones. That is when Collins Hill came storming back. They got a 50-yard touchdown pass from Heineke to Zay Howard to make it a 7-6 game. And then Heineke hooked up with Jeff Glover on a 27-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-6. North Gwinnett would then get a touchdown back to make it 14-13. Collins Hill then got a field goal to make it 17-13. And then right before halftime, it was Hosh hooking up with C.J. Uzoma on a 70-yard touchdown pass, I should say. And that made the score 20-17. That was the score at halftime. And then Collins Hill, or I beg your pardon, North Gwinnett, started this second half with a touchdown. And that is the reason for the 27-17 North Gwinnett lead. So it is 4th and 7, ball from the 22-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Back to throw is Heineke. Steps up. He's going to take it. He's got room. He's got the first down, and he's out of bounds. Pretty savvy play right there by Heineke. He could have stepped up and tried to force the issue, but he had a blocker to his right and some grass, and he took it himself and was just fast enough to pick up a 9-yard gain and a first down. A lot of young quarterbacks, boy, you'll see them try to force that ball, but the senior was up to the task that time. So it is 1st and 10. Ball is marked at the 14. They spread things out again. Heineke steps back, fires, has a man open, off his hands, incomplete. He had Howard wide open up the left seam, but he overshot him. That was a tough catch for Howard going back on that ball. It was a little high for him, and he was unable to reel it in. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Well, let's see if that comes back to bite Collins Hill. They had a sure touchdown right there, but Howard was unable to come down with it. So 2nd and 10, ball at the 14. Trips right. A 3-4 for North Gwinnett. Stepping up is Heineke. He's going to take it again. He's going to get hit from behind, and he'll be brought down at the 9-yard line. So he winds up taking the ball himself and picks up 5 on the play, and they'll actually mark it closer to the 10. They have to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. Actually, I beg your pardon, they need to get to a 4, so it's 3rd and about 6. Into the game now for Collins Hill will be Adam Green. Big play here for the Eagles as they try to cut this to a one-possession game. A receiver to each side. Heineke going to fade it to the corner. This is Glover, who can't catch it. It was a one-on-one matchup between he and Jeff Hatley. Good coverage that time by Hatley, and they were able to knock the ball away. So that'll bring up a 4th down, and this will bring out a field goal attempt from Blanchard. So Collins Hill will try to cut this to a 7-point ball game. This is going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. So with 6:12 to go in the third quarter, it is 27-20 now. North Gwinnett leading Collins Hill. And you know the Eagles would have loved a touchdown right there to cut it to 3, but they do get at least some points out of the possession, and it's back to a one-possession ball game. So a 27-yard field goal by Blanchard. That's his second field goal of the night. So it is a 27-20 ball game, and we're only halfway through the third quarter. Who knows what's going to be left in this final quarter and a half. Again, North Gwinnett coming in with a 3-0 record. They've beaten Crenshaw, Lassiter. They've also beaten Bob Jones. Those are 3 very good ball clubs. Collins Hill just 1-2. They've beaten Roswell while losing to MLK and losing to Brookwood. So you went into this one thinking that North Gwinnett should start their region schedule off on the right foot, but they have been really battled here this evening against the Eagles. So Blanchard set to kick it away. And it's another little short kick. It's going to be fielded by, looks like Overstreet at the 25. He's up to the 30, 35, 40. Cuts inside. This is Jones at the 50, 45 to the 40. Breaking tackles down to the 30. What a return by Jones. Once again, they tried that little pooch kick. He fielded it at the 20, and he wound up gaining 50 yards on the return, and he broke at least 3 or 4 tackles to get down there. That's a little mix of a great kick return and some bad tackling by Collins Hill. So great field position for North Gwinnett right here. 6 minutes straight up to go in the third quarter. 27-20, North Gwinnett with the lead. Hosch remains in there. Uzoma out to the near side. Hosch circling to his right, has a man open. That's complete at the 25 to the 21. That was number 17, Connor Jenkins on the reception, a 5'7", 160-pound senior. He picks up 9 yards on that completion, and will bring up a 2nd and 1. So a good start to the drive there for Hosh. He remains in shotgun. 4-3 and a bad snap, and he's going to take a sack. What a break for Collins Hill. That was just a bad snap between the center and the quarterback, and good job by Hosh just to hang on to the ball and take the sack and not try to make a miracle out of it. He winds up losing 5 on that play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 6. The sack will be credited to Andrew Everett, who got through there and got his hands on Hosh. So 3rd and 6, ball from the 26. Hosh, fake handoff, has time. Plenty of time. Over in the middle, man open, touchdown! Connor Jenkins climbs the ladder and reels it in. Just ahead of number 10, Connor Boston, who is covering for Collins Hill. And wait a minute, there's a flag on the field. They're going to have to bring it back. So take away that touchdown, I beg your pardon. And let's see what the official word is on the penalty. The ball was at the 26. And they're going to march this back 5 yards. Looks like it was a hold. No, it was an illegal man downfield. So Collins Hill has done that once tonight, and now so has North Gwinnett. And for the Bulldogs, it takes away a touchdown. Boy, he had all the time in the world to get it done, and Hosh threw a perfect pass, but it's all for naught. So it's going to be 3rd and 10, ball from the 31. 2 receivers to each side. One back along with Hosh. He's going to circle to his left. He's looking, fires, and that is a good catch made at the 20. Well, where are they going to mark it? They're going to mark it at the 21. That was to C.J. Uzoma, who had to go down to get that ball, but it looks like he'll be just short of the first down. And when I say short, I mean short. He is about 2 or maybe 2 feet away from the first down mark. They got to get it inside the 20 for a first down. And they're going to go for it. They spread it out again. Jones in the backfield with Hosh. 4 down linemen for the Eagles. He rolls to his right. They're going to throw, and it's complete out to the 15-yard line. Oh, what a gutsy 4th down call by Bill Spire. That'll be a first down for North Gwinnett. I thought they were going to run the ball and try to get the half yard for a first down, but they kept it in the air. And let's see, I think that was number 20 with the catch for North Gwinnett. That's Alexis Smith. So a new set of downs for North Gwinnett. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Clock runs 3:45 to go in the 3rd. They give to Jones, who tries to go off right tackle. He may have gotten 3 or 4. They'll mark him down at the 13, so a gain of 4 yards, I should say. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 6. 3:24, 3:23, 3:22 to go in quarter number 3. 27-20, North Gwinnett leads it, and they're looking for more. This will be a 2nd and 6 upcoming. 2 receivers to each side as they spread it out. They go with the Statue of Liberty. This is Jones. Jones inside the 10. He'll get it down to about the 7-yard line. That might be enough for a first down. Took a bit of a page out of the Boise State playbook from a couple of years ago against Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. It was a little fake pass, then the handoff. And Jones wound up with about 6 on that carry. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 7. And they're going to call him just short, so 3rd and less than 1 for the Bulldogs. Hosh, they give it to Jones again. He's got the first down. He might have the touchdown, and he does. He was hit at the 5, would have had a first down, but Jones wanted more, and he got plenty of it. He barreled his way into the end zone. That's a 7-yard touchdown run for Jones. It's his second touchdown of the game, and it's now 33-20. And here comes Jaragoas, I beg your pardon, for the extra point. Little swinging gate action here by the Bulldogs. The placement, the hold, it is up, and it is no good. He pushed it to the right. So for the second time tonight, N.Gwinnett has missed an extra point. That might not hurt them tonight, but it very well could hurt them down the line. So a missed extra point, and with 2:17 to go in the third quarter, it is now 33-20. N.Gwinnett with the lead. So it has been a bit of an offensive show here in the third between these two teams, but N.Gwinnett's put 2 touchdowns on the board, while Collins Hill has only been able to muster a field goal. So the Eagles will get the ball back, and I know there's still one more quarter of play to go here, but with the way the N.Gwinnett offense is moving, if you're Collins Hill, you pretty much need to score a touchdown in every possession from here on out. Field goals aren't going to get the job done. So here's Hatley set to kick it away. And once again, Son Nimley back to receive deep for Collins Hill. Hatley has been very impressive on the kickoffs. He's had 4 touchbacks thus far. So we're set to go, and Hatley approaches the ball, and it's a deep line drive. This will be another touchback. I'm sure Son Nimley is a heck of a running back, but he hasn't been able to showcase it tonight because every ball has gone through the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Collins Hill, ball at the 20-yard line. 2:17 left in the third. By the way, one thing I have noticed tonight, and I think it bears mentioning, neither team has committed a turnover. So 2 very well-disciplined ball clubs, and neither has coughed the ball up. Maybe a couple of blown defensive assignments for each team, but no turnovers. That's a sign of good coaching from Bill Spire for N.Gwinnett and Kyle Reach for Collins Hill. The snap and the give, and up to the 24-yard line. That is Parker on the carry. I can't remember him getting too many positive yards here tonight, as the N.Gwinnett run defense has done a great job, but he was able to barrel ahead for about 4 yards right there. So the clock runs under 2 minutes to go in the third. By the way, I meant to say Kevin Reach, not Kyle Reach, in regards to the Collins Hill head coach. 2 receivers to the right, 1 more to the left. He's back to throw, and he fires a deep ball down the left side, and it's incomplete. Flags on the field. That was intended for Glover. It was well out of his reach, but apparently someone was holding him. And that call is going to go on number 7. That is Timothy Hill, who was in on the coverage. So another pass interference on Hill. That's his second of the ball game. And that will be a big penalty. That's a 15-yarder, and it's going to move the ball up to the 39-yard line, where it will be a first down for Collins Hill. They mark it just shy of the 40. So 1st and 10, 1:36 to go in the third.
Going to bring up a first down and 10 on the 40 for the Collins Hill Eagles.
2 receivers to each side. N.Gwinnett now in a 3-4, and they run it. This is England. He plows ahead for about 3 yards before being brought down at the 42-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7. And that'll get the clock moving right now. 118, I beg your pardon, left in the third quarter. So it looks like when this quarter ends, the Bulldogs will own a 13-point lead, but Collins Hill will have the ball as N.Gwinnett has come out charging here in the second half. They've had 2 possessions in this third period. Both have resulted in touchdowns. Man in motion, that's Glover. Heineke, they go on a reverse, and this is Nime with it. He's up to the 50 into N.Gwinnett territory and pushed out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Sa Nimley on the carry. They went on the reverse, or the double reverse, I should say, and Nimley winds up picking up. Actually picked up 11 yards on that carry, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for Collins Hill. Ball at the 49 of N.Gwinnett. So a little trickeration, if you will, right there by the Eagles, and a new set of downs. Clock stops, 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers out to the left. And they give it to Parker, who again is hit behind the line, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. He's brought down at the 44, but they'll mark him up to the 49. Once again, the run game just non-existent for Collins Hill. They wind up losing 3 yards on that play, and that brings up a 2nd and 13, and the clock runs. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, and it looks like Collins Hill is going to take it to the 4th. 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 as the clock continues to run here, and this sold-out crowd here at N.Gwinnett Stadium has a lot to cheer about. 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the end of the third quarter. And your score, N.Gwinnett 33, Collins Hill 20, as N.Gwinnett outscored Collins Hill 13-3 in that third quarter. And as we go to the fourth, I want to remind you that this IBN Sports broadcast of the USA Today Super 25 High School Football Game of the Week has been brought to you by Gatorade, changing the game again with their new G Series. Log on to missiong.com to evolve your game. Well, we've had a nice time here on our first edition of the USA Today Super 25 Game of the Week. First time we've had to do a game here in Georgia, as again, N.Gwinnett 2 weeks ago moved into the number 15 slot after their win over Crenshaw. They're still trying to stay ranked, but Collins Hill is giving them a run for their money. It'll be 2nd and 12 as we begin the fourth period. Ball is at the Collins Hill 49-yard line, and as you can see, they'll be moving from right to left here in period number 4. And it doesn't look like it'll come down to this, but the wind has not been a factor this evening. It's been a very still night here in Suwanee, Georgia. Trips out to the right. Fake handoff. Back to throw is Heineke. Flags down. He steps up. Fires over the middle. That's complete. Glover with it. He's hit at the 35. Driven back to the 38, but let's check the marker. If the play stands, it'll be marked at the 36, but let's see what the flag is all about. That'll be a false start on Collins Hill. They've had a bunch of penalties, but the vast majority came in the first quarter. Since then, the Eagles have settled down, but that flag right there really hurt them. So they go from a 17-yard reception now to a loss of 5. So they'll mark the ball at the 44-yard line, where it will be 2nd and about 17 yards to go. 11:44 left in the ball game. Trips to the right. Heineke back in shotgun. He looks, going to step up, fire over the middle, and he threw it incomplete. That was intended for number 18 for Collins Hill, Jake Starr. And actually, wait a second, looks like we have another flag. It's going to be a roughing the passer on N.Gwinnett. They've done that a couple of times tonight as well. So back-to-back penalties, one by Collins Hill, now one by the Bulldogs. And that'll be an automatic first down, and that's a 15-yarder as well. So let's see, they will march this thing up to the 41-yard line. So that's a big break right there for Collins Hill. They go from 3rd and 17 to now 1st and 10 at the 41. 11:26 to go in the game. Like I mentioned, Collins Hill, they need touchdowns. Pretty much forget about field goals for the rest of this one for them. They're down by 13 with only 11 and a half minutes to go in the game. Two receivers deep side. High-speed shotgun, 3-4 look for the Bulldogs. They had someone flinch. And back to throw. He fires over the middle. What a catch! Down to the 10-yard line. And now are they saying he fumbled it? I think they are. And he did. Oh, what a bad break. Great catch by Zay Howard, reaching out with one arm and making the catch, but as he was hit at the 5-yard line, the ball came loose, and there's the first turnover of the game, and it belongs to N.Gwinnett. Oh, too bad for Howard. That was a sensational catch. That was a sensational catch and would have been 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. As it is now, the Bulldogs will take possession at the 5 after the fumble by Howard. That's the second time he's made one of those one-hand catches this evening, and you can see why he's a D1 recruit, but he couldn't hang on to the ball, and N.Gwinnett takes over. This is Hosh back to throw. He overshoots a man running down the near sideline. That is number 18. That was Jake Starr, or pardon me, that was Tyler Nimick who went out for that ball. Couldn't come down with it. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Well, the good news for Collins Hill is they still got 2 timeouts to work with, and they have N.Gwinnett pinned at their own 6-yard line. So if they can hold right here, the field position will move to their favor. Here's the handoff and hit in the backfield and losing yardage. That'll be Kilgore, I believe. And let's see, that was number 89 in on the tackle for Collins Hill. That was Jeff Latham. So that'll be a loss of 2 and 3rd and 12 upcoming. This is a passing down right here for N.Gwinnett, but will they put it in the air? 10:46, 10:45 to go. They have margin for error as they lead it by 13. Will they try to keep it on the ground and keep the clock moving? They spread it out, and Hosh will wheel toward his left. Looking, he's trying to take it himself, and he's got room. He's across the 12, down to the 14, just shy of a first down. Holy smoke. He almost made what should have been a 1 or 2 yard loss into a first down run, but he's going to be about a yard short. He's actually going to be 4th and 2 as they mark the ball at the 14. Well, I can't imagine they're going to go for it, but maybe they are. It looks like that's what N.Gwinnett's going to do. They're going to go for it. This could be the game. 2 receivers to the left, 2 more to the right. They got him to jump. Hosh went with the hard count, and Eagles Landing, or pardon me, Collins Hill jumped. Oh, what a costly mistake there by Collins Hill. That'll be offsides. Move the ball 5 yards. Give N.Gwinnett a first down, and they're out of that treacherous hole that was their own end zone. So 1st and 10, ball at the 19. A costly penalty for Collins Hill, and now N.Gwinnett can work the clock a little bit. Fake handoff. He'll fire over the middle. That's complete. Hit immediately and brought down up at the 34. Let's see who that is. That was Nimick on the catch. And big hit made by number 15. That was Daniel Fish for Collins Hill. So a new set of downs for N.Gwinnett as they pick up a first right there. They mark it up to the 34. That was a gain of 14 yards. Now N.Gwinnett marching on Collins Hill here. Low snap. He's back to pass. Look, fires out to the left flat. This is Uzoma out across the 50 and knocked out of bounds. Around the 49-yard line is Uzoma. That's a 17-yard gain. They went on a little screen over the middle, and Uzoma used that great speed of his to get to the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10, ball at the 49. They are in Collins Hill territory. 9:09 left in the game. How big was that penalty? If Collins Hill had stopped them, they would have had the ball 1st and 10 at the North Gwinnett 15-yard line. But as it is, the Bulldogs are trying to put this one away and give Collins Hill a 3rd straight loss. Here's the snap and the give. This is Kilgore who takes it up to the 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2, and now that clock will melt away a little bit. 8:54, I should say, left in the ball game. It has been a wild and woolly affair, but give North Gwinnett some credit. They have taken control in this second half, allowing Collins Hill only 3 points and getting a big turnover as well. 2 receivers each side. The snap, he runs it up to the left side, does Hosh. He gets maybe 1. And that was Latham in on the tackle for Collins Hill. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Well, let's see what North Gwinnett will do right here. 2 timeouts still remain for Collins Hill. Ball marked at the 46 of the Eagles. 2 receivers to the left, 1 more to the right. That is Jones in the backfield with Hosh. He's back to throw as Hosh. He's got time, fires over the middle, and was the catch made? Yes, it was. Great catch by number 18. That was Nimick making the reception. Tyler Nimick with the catch. And they get it up to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and another 1st down for the Bulldogs. And again, that clock continues to tick away. 7:43, 7:42 to go. And now the Bulldogs really taking their time here as the play clock runs under 10 seconds. Hosh with the snap. He fakes a pass, now gives it. This is Kilgore inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Kilgore takes it for 5 yards. And that will bring up a 2nd and 5. Well, North Gwinnett is showing us a little something right here. They'll pitch the ball all over the field all night long, but when they have to run some clock, they will do that as well, and that's exactly what's happening right here. The give was to Kilgore, and he took it for 5 yards to the 28. Play clock at 2 seconds now at 1. They get the snap away. This is Jones now. Takes it inside the 25 down to the 24. That's a gain of another 4 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 with 6:35 to go in the game. This is a fun time if you're an offensive lineman. All you're trying to do is work that clock and get this game to end. And they've just got their ears pinned back, and they're going straight at Collins Hill, knocking their guys off the ball. And for Collins Hill, as hard as they have fought all night long, they may just be out of gas as they have tried to hang with this powerful Bulldog club all night long. And they go with the quarterback keeper, and he's got 5, he's got 6, he's got 7. That's Hosh who picks up the 1st down. Or I beg your pardon. Let's see, I think that was Uzoma. That was Uzoma with the 1st down carry, and he took what was supposed to be a 1-yard gain and turned it into about 7. So they'll mark the ball at the 15-yard line. And let's see, Uzoma is now back in at quarterback. First time he's been back there since the 1st quarter. Nice job by Hosh to run the offense for the last 2 quarters. But Uzoma back in there to try to finish it off. The give is to Kilgore. He runs round right side, and he'll be knocked down at the 15-yard line for no gain. Clock continues to run. 5:26, 5:25 to go. 33-20. North Gwinnett leads Collins Hill. And the fans have begun to file out a little bit over here on the Collins Hill side. Some as well over on the North Gwinnett side, as this one is looking more and more likely it's going to go to the Bulldogs. 2 receivers to each side, trying to beat that traffic. Uzoma will run a draw. He's up to the 15, inside the 10, down to about the 8. He'll be short of the first down, but wait a minute, did he fumble the ball? Yes, he did. Well, what do you know? I thought he was down, but apparently Uzoma lost the football at the last moment. So it'll be 1st and 10, Collins Hill, and they still have a little bit of life left. So after neither team turned the ball over for the first 3+ quarters, each has now coughed the ball up once over the last 2 possessions. So Collins Hill, they have a slim shot, but it's a shot nonetheless. They have the ball at their own 9, and remember, they need 2 touchdowns and an extra point to tie things up. They're down by 13. So 2 receivers to each side. They have 2 timeouts to work with. Heineke in shotgun. 3-4 look for the Bulldogs. Heineke fires out to the right. That's complete up to the 20. And knocked down there. That he was kept in bounds. That'll keep the clock moving. And that's number 18 on the reception. That's Jake Starr, picking up his first reception of the night. Ball is marked at the 20, so that's a first down for Collins Hill. North Gwinnett band continues to play on over in the right end zone, right behind Collins Hill, trying to make things difficult for them. Heineke steps up. Now he takes it himself. He's hit, and he's going to be brought down at around the 22-yard line. 3 or 4 tacklers in there for North Gwinnett, led by number 28, or pardon me, number 29. That was Brandon McGowan. So he picked up a yard on the play, did Heineke, and Collins Hill really taking their time here. Actually, the clock is stopped. What's going on? Apparently there was a flag on the play and another false start on, or another illegal procedure, I should say, for Collins Hill. They declined the penalty to the Bulldogs, and that'll bring up a 2nd and about 9 as they declined the penalty. And with 4:12 to go in the ball game, Collins Hill has the ball at their own 21. Trips out to the left. Heineke steps up, fires over to the right side. That's complete across the 35, down to the 39. I believe that was Glover on the reception, and it was. So Glover continues his good night. He will pick up about 18 yards on that reception. And it'll be a new set of downs for Collins Hill. Clock runs under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 33-20, North Gwinnett. And he fumbled the snap. Heineke back to throw. He fired it out to a man, incomplete. That will go as an incomplete pass. That ball was intended for number 22, Brian Macy. And a good thing for Heineke, he was out there. Otherwise, that would have been an intentional grounding. But it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 instead. North Gwinnett looking for one more stop. If they can do that, they can pretty much take the ball and run out the clock. 3:50 left. The Eagles need 2 touchdowns and an extra point as they're down by 13. Heineke rolls to his right, fires, incomplete. Pass was intended for Brian Macy that time. It's just beyond his reach, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Well, if you're Collins Hill, you don't need to get it all right here. If you can pick up 5 or 6 and make it a 4th and manageable, you're in pretty good business. But they need to keep the drive alive. And with Howard and Glover out there, I wonder if they'll try to go long on one of these. Time is a factor. Trips out to the left. And now whistles blow, flags are down. Let's see what this is about. After 16 points were scored between the two teams in the third, no one has put a point on the board here in the fourth, although both teams have driven. Let's see what's going on here. I saw Bill's Fire pointing toward the end zone behind Collins Hill. I wonder if they were asking the band not to play while Collins Hill was lining up. Well, they've been doing that pretty much all game long. I don't know why they would stop now. Anyway, it is 3rd and 10. Ball at the 38-yard line. Heineke in shotgun, back to throw. He looks, he steps up under pressure, and he fires into the right flat, incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 10. That was intended for Zay Howard. So this is pretty much the last chance here for Collins Hill. 3:39 to go in the ball game. And it's going to be a 4th and 10. And now whistles blow, and it looks like Collins Hill is going to use one of those final 2 timeouts. So this is really the last straw for the Eagles. If they don't get a first down here, North Gwinnett can take over the ball and pretty much run about 2, maybe 2.5 minutes off of the clock, as Collins Hill now only has 1 timeout. Well, for North Gwinnett, after tonight, they hit the road. They will go only a few miles away down to Norcross, Georgia, where they will take on the Norcross Ball Club. Again, that will be a road game starting at 7:30. And from the way things look, it looks like North Gwinnett will be. And from the looks of things, it looks like North Gwinnett will be 4-0 entering that ball game. Action here, 3:39, and pretty much the last gasp for Collins Hill. Trips out to the left. They got Glover out toward the right. They need a first down to keep the game going. He's back to throw. Heineke steps up, fires a bomb. He has a man open, and he overshot him. Flag on the field. Oh, he had number 19. That was Jeff Glover. I beg your pardon. He was over on the near side, and he had beaten his man, but Heineke overshot him. Fortunately for Collins Hill, it appears Glover was interfered with. That penalty will be on number 34. That is Dante Johnson. That's the 3rd time tonight Glover has been able to draw a pass interference on the Bulldogs. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and mark the ball at the North Gwinnett 47-yard line. And a new set of downs for the Eagles. Well, they need to start hurrying it up just a little bit. 3:33 to go, and they need 2 scores. They need a touchdown and then an onside kick. 2 men to each side. Heineke in shotgun. Back to pass. Threw it behind his man. That was intended for number 2, Andrew. Actually, it was intended for number 8, Zay Howard. Good defense by Jalen Brooks. He was over there to break things up. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Well, no matter what happens to Collins Hill here tonight, you got to give them some credit. They came in here 1-2, losing 2 games in a row. They've looked very good here tonight. Their schedule is really going to soften up after this night's ball game. So look for them to be in the playoffs come November. Pass over the middle, and that's complete. About 3 or 4 men converge on the tackle. And let's see, that's number 18 on the reception. That's Starr with the catch. And that was Johnson in on the tackle for North Gwinnett. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Clock runs, 3 minutes to go in this one. Trips out to the right. 3-4 for North Gwinnett. He fires over the middle off the hand of his intended receiver. That again was intended for a Starr, but it was too far out in front of him. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 3. Heineke might be starting to wear down himself. His last several passes have been off target. And it hasn't been that they've been dropped or anything like that. He's either thrown it too far in front or too far behind a receiver. But again, 4th down for Collins Hill. They need to get to the 37 for a first down. Three receivers out to the left. Heineke in shotgun. He's back to pass. He steps up, fires out, near side. That is incomplete. I thought for a second he held on to it. That was intended for Brian Macy. It's intended for Brian Macy, but he couldn't come up with it. Over to knock the ball away was number 30, Ramil Brantley, and that's pretty much going to do it. 2:48 to go in the game. Ball at the 40-yard line, and North Gwinnett leading it 33-20. Again, Collins Hill with only one timeout remaining. So look for a heavy dosage of Joseph Jones here as the Bulldogs look to run this clock out. C.J. Uzoma still in the game, and they give it to Jones. He runs to the right, and he'll be knocked down at the 42-yard line for a gain of 2. And now all C.J. Uzoma is going to do is look at that play clock, wait for it to start, get the play call, get his guys up there to the line, and just run the play. And if you're the offensive line, all you want to do if you're North Gwinnett is knock Collins Hill off the ball, pick up a couple more first downs, and then head to the buffet line. It's like some guys there have been there quite a few times. That's why they're the number 15 team in the country. Offset I. Give is to Jones. It's to the 45. Tries to spin off a man, but he'll be brought down right there. He picks up about 3, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Number 55, Danny Jaspers, was in on the tackle for Collins Hill. Clock is at 1:45, 1:44. Collins Hill still hasn't used that final timeout. Play clock at 16, now at 15 seconds. Uzoma takes his time, getting the play off of his wristband. Clock is now at 8 seconds, and I think they're going to call timeout here. Oh, actually, he's going to try to get the play off, and he just does. Uzoma will keep it. He's up to the 49, to the 50, and that'll be a first down. They just got it into Collins Hill territory. Well, the way that play was unfolding, I didn't think he had a shot of getting it off. But he did get the job done, and I think he got enough for a first down. Clock stops with 1:07, and it will be a first down as Uzoma picked up 5. And that will do it. Clock runs 1 minute to go in the game, and it looks like Collins Hill will just keep that final timeout in their back pocket. North Gwinnett's going to line up in a victory formation. Uzoma with the snap. He'll take a knee back at his own 48. They'll probably have to do it one more time before we call it a ball game. Well, a valiant effort by Collins Hill, but they're going to come up just short. And what do you know, after the fireworks we saw in the second and third quarter of this ball game, the teams go scoreless here in the fourth. Clock is at 25 seconds. Uzoma will have to run it one more time. So North Gwinnett's going to go to 4-0, and Collins Hill is going to fall to 1-3, an impressive 1-3, I might add. Uzoma takes it one more time, and why is he dancing around? Just take the knee. He finally does at the 44. Clock is at 1 second. Clock is at 0, and that does it. So the North Gwinnett Bulldogs move to 4-0. The Collins Hill Eagles fall to 1-3 as North Gwinnett wins it by a 33-20 score. And that's going to do it for us here from North Gwinnett Stadium as once again North Gwinnett defeats the Collins Hill Eagles by a 33-20 score. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank my cameraman Chris Pyatt for his bang-up work here in the press box this evening. He came on at late notice to join us for this broadcast, so good job, Chris, and thank you for all your help. Thank you to IBN for putting this together, and of course, thank you to all of you for watching tonight's ball game as once again North Gwinnett defeats Collins Hill by a 33-20 22-20 score. Until next time, this is Josh Carey saying so long, everybody. You've been listening to the USA Today Top 25 High School Game of the Week on IBNSports.com.